I was going to go easy on you, not to hurt your feelings.
You f***ing irritate the shit out of me!
I'm only going to get this one chance. It's just a feeling I've got. Like something's about to happen, but I don't know what.
All I hear, go get the money. So I go get it. Hate means I do something right. So I'm a
Hey, what's going on, peeps? Welcome to episode 68 of, you guessed it, Gap Sell Keenan. For those of you who don't know, Gap Sell Keenan is a real sales call with a real salesperson for a real company. They are trying to sell me. They asked for just 15 minutes of my time. You know the drill. And so I gave it to them. And if they can find a real problem that I or ASG, a sales growth company, is experiencing, we will buy. But if not, they are going to get coached and they are going to learn how to sell properly. So let's get into this. We have a Saphir. Saphir, how you doing, my man? Welcome to Gap Sell Keenan.
Hi, Keenan. Hi, everyone. I'm doing good. Thanks for having me here today.
All right, my man. So you got a minute. Why don't you share with everybody what it is your business does?
Okay. So our company, Sales Success Mind, it's a sales consulting, training, and coaching company that helps tech companies to grow by improving sales performance. We do that by diagnosing their challenges and then provide solutions. It comes from putting or designing the right sales processes and making sure that they are properly implemented to get the sales effectiveness that they are looking for.
Okay, so I'm going to give you your time here in a second, but I want to make sure I'm understanding this correctly. You are a sales training and consulting company.
Yeah.
And you want me to buy your sales training and consulting.
No, actually, I want to understand your international growth or your vision about your international growth, and I'm trying to see how I can help you within your international growth.
Okay, all right. The floor is yours.
Okay.
Take it away, Saphir.
All right. So, Keenan, I've seen recently that you were working on some certified training program. And currently, I think you have like 3 certified training trainers. Is that correct?
Yes.
So, okay. So I'm curious to know about your vision behind that certified trainer programs. Can you tell me more about it?
Yeah. And real quickly, can everybody hear Saphir? Can everybody hear him well? Give me thumbs up if you can hear him well, or give me a thumbs down or say I can't hear him in the comments if you can't. All right. So we see the certified training program being our main growth engine, right? So we've decided that by teaching and training and empowering entrepreneurs and sales leaders to go out and build their own business and to drive their own selling strategy, that we can change more lives and we can change the way people sell much more effectively and efficiently. So our goal is to grow this to a pretty large company with certified sales trainers all over the country and all over the world.
Okay, and all over the country and all over the world. I think in US you are quite known, but I'm curious to know about your international growth or say your brand at the international level.
Well, it's a good question. I wouldn't know how to measure, quote unquote, my international brand, right? But I know that literally there's a contract sitting in my email right now that I need to sign in the UK. We just sold another piece of business. Where was that? In Norway. So we've had clients all over the world. So I actually have a call tonight with another client doing Southeast Asia. It's a Fortune 25 company, and we're working with the Southeast Asia team. So we have done business on every continent except Antarctica. So we've have clients in Australia. We've had clients in Asia. We've had clients in Scandinavia, both Norway and Sweden. We've had clients in Europe from Madrid to the UK. So, you know, I don't know how that defines our market presence, but we've had clients and done trainings all over the world.
All right, that's good. So, and you said like you don't know how you measure your brand at the international level. And I mean, how can you, or let's say, what is your targets at the international level in terms of growing your international or your revenue that is coming from the international business?
So that's an interesting question. Maybe I'm a fool. Let's see what people say in the comments here. But I don't look at the world in segments anymore. I just look at the world as the world. So now I suppose as I get bigger and there's smaller pieces of pie, I may say, hey, we have exhausted the US, and so we need to invest more resources in, you know, Europe. We need to invest more resources in Middle East or Australia, but we're not there yet, right? So, and this is an extremely fragmented market. It's a massive market. So it's not like we're, you know, Intel and we're like, oh, we have 80% of the US market. In order to grow, we need to penetrate. I don't know what happened to you, Saphir. You still here? You touched something, Saphir, you're gone. All right, everybody. How's my peeps doing? Well, Saphir tries to get his ass back here. How you guys doing? How are my peeps? I see you guys. No comments today. You guys are really ready to go and talking up a storm in those comments. How many of you were shocked when you first saw him and said he's from a sales consulting and training company? I was like, he's going to try to sell me? Oh, my goodness. Oh, you're gone again. Man, Saphir. Saphir. All right. I got to try to pull this off on my own. So, oh, wait, it's coming back.
Hello, right, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So, actually, I missed the part where you were saying about your resources within US like were exhausted. So you were looking for expanding at the international level.
No, I said I'm not. I said this industry is so big that it's not like I have to focus on a particular region. I look at everything as just, from my perspective, just global. So we don't have international goals. We need so much from UK and or Europe or EU, and we need so much from the States, and we need so much from Saphir, man. Leave it alone.
Yeah. I'm just okay. I'm hearing
leave it alone, man. You're distracted. You're not able to pay attention, and then it's distracting me seeing your hand go up like this. So, do you need another second to get everything set?
No, I'm getting some a message like from the app saying that it's not like properly working. That's why I was checking that.
Okay,
there is no...
I can hear you fine. It says your connection rate's a little poor, but I can hear you okay. So, all right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm hoping everybody, I see us. No one's commenting. No one's doing anything. Let me see. You guys there? See if people are there. All right. I'm getting something on. All right. Anyway, so no, what I'm saying is I don't feel a need to segment by region, right? So I just look at everything as international and global. So if someone calls us from Norway, if someone calls us from South America, if somebody calls us from wherever, we just respond, right? So we're not big enough to feel that we need to invest resources in a particular region. So we just market and people find us, and when they find us, they come and get us.
Okay, and so far, I understand that like what the business that you are doing at the international level, it's the inbound leads or requests that you get from your prospect or customers. Is that correct?
I don't think I understood the question. Do we get our international business from people just reaching out inbound?
Yes. Yeah. Inbound.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, okay. And what's the ratio of your current revenue that is coming from inbound versus outbound?
Oh, inbound versus outbound. It's basically 99% inbound.
99% inbound.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. And how can you make sure that the inbound, the business that you are getting like from the inbound is helping you or giving you enough visibility to reach your growth or your target, your growth target?
Well, that it has so far, and that's our job. Like that's literally our job, right? Our job is to build enough content and awareness that people continue to find us, that our clients are talking about us, that our clients are blown away and promoting us, that we are educating the market on how to sell, not just pitching all day long or pushing promotional content, but actually just building community. And so across all of those, it's worked so far. So I don't know how I would answer the question. How do I make sure? That's just continue to hire the right people, come up with creative ideas, write new books. I'm in the process of writing a new book, and here's the data from it. So, that's how I do it. Way I've always done it.
Okay, okay. And are you like okay or satisfied so far with that revenue that you are generating, like based on you said like 95% inbound?
Am I satisfied? Let me ask you a question. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you satisfied with anything in your life?
No.
Okay, then that's a fucking stupid question. That question is so annoying to buyers because there's only one way to answer it, and that's yes. And I mean, that's no. And if you answer yes, then they're probably lying to you. And if I say no, then you already knew the answer to that. That's whether I'm satisfied or not is not a qualification criteria on whether or not I should buy from you, right? So dig deeper. Think about where you can help. Think about what you can do, and based on that, where would I have problems?
Okay, I think about like your ability to have a clear visibility of your inbound or of your inbound business. That is something, yeah, I can understand. It's good like to build awareness and branding, and this is like what gives you the inbound. But I'm wondering about your brand awareness out of US actually.
Okay, so ask me questions about that.
Yeah, what do you have any idea about the level of your brand awareness within, let's say, Europe or Middle East?
I have none. I think the most I would have is I know there's a contingent in Amsterdam that's pretty familiar with me and with a sales growth company. I couldn't tell you how big it is. I just know there's a couple of people every once in a while on LinkedIn that I see talking about gap selling, and they might tag me in English, and everything starts turning over to Dutch, and it's some of the similar people. Obviously, I know we have awareness in Norway because they found us and hired us. I know we had awareness in Sweden, they found us and hired us. So, but I mean, look, in the big picture, we're a small company. So I don't have a whole marketing department running around doing sentiment across the world, So I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. You don't know. Okay. You know that there is some awareness in the countries where you have delivered your training, but you don't know I mean, clearly what's your how to say what's either you are known in these countries so that you can let's say do some not only repeat business but expand in these countries.
So like I said, I'll say it again, I don't target any parts of the world. So I see in my head, everybody pay attention. I see what he wants to do right now. I see where he's trying to go and I see what he wants to do. And I know exactly how I would do it in his shoes, but it blows my mind that he's having such a hard time. So I'm going to try to give him some hints before I have to do it for him. Okay, here's the hint. I don't focus on any part of the world. As the business comes in, I take it. I know we have some international appeal because we get some business from other parts of the world. Stop. So that's what I can tell you. So what are you going to do with that piece of information?
Okay. And okay. You just know that you are getting business from this part of the world, but have you an idea about the potential market or the potential addressable market in each continent based on your ICP? Yeah?
What about the market? You said the what market?
Sorry?
You asked me, do I understand something about the market? Being with a P.
Yeah. The potential or
potential.
the total.
Potential. No, I have no idea what the potential of the market is. None.
Okay, and is that something that can give you like some insights about how you can?
Of course it would. Of course it would. But again, you're missing the point. Listen, we're not okay. I want everybody to start commenting on what you would do if you were poor Safir. Safir, you need to listen. Okay. Depending on what study you look at, the U.S. market is like anywhere from $2 to $7 billion in sales is in the selling training space. Now, I don't even believe half of that is real sales training, but let's just say I'm going to be conservative. Say it's not. So it's anywhere between $2 and $4 billion in the U.S. for sales training. Okay. Within that, you only have a handful of big players. When I say big players, I mean big players. So you have Challenger, and I know that they roughly do about $30 million a year. Depending who you ask, Stanley does around 85 million. I know Force Management does anywhere between 30 and 40 million. So we're smaller than they are, but we're bigger than a lot of the other ones. And within that, then there's a whole slew of small one-off trainers and consultants. Dude, this is one of the very few markets that have been consolidated. So it's wide open. Okay. None of us are really competing against giant bears. And what we're most excited about is our name is beginning to surface with Sandler, with winning, with Challenger, with Spin, all those old ones, right? So we're in that conversation now. So now it's just a matter of keep taking from these people, right? In the US. So right now, the need for me to say, oh, I need to focus. I, as Keenan and my company, need to focus on Europe isn't a top priority because we have so much business around the world just doing what we're doing that we don't need to focus. Now, I said that to you because I know what you're trying to do, and I'm trying to give you hints. So understanding that, what are you trying to accomplish in our phone conversation? And ask me questions. What do you need?
So sorry, can you say it again?
So understanding all of that, what is it you're trying to accomplish with me, and ask as many questions as you need.
Okay. I'm trying to understand if you have any vision or ambition to grow your business, and like you said, the US market is good, like you said, like 48 billion US dollar. Is that correct?
Yeah, roughly 4 to 5 billion, depending on who you ask.
Okay, and I have done some benchmarking, and like I've checked the force management revenue, annual revenue, which is around 28.8 million US dollar. Are you like in that range? Or
no, we're smaller than that. We're smaller than that.
Smaller. How much smaller?
Fairly smaller. I'm not
5 million.
I'm not gonna tell the whole world what my revenue is. Okay. But that being said, what does it matter to our conversation right now?
Okay. So I'm thinking, knowing your methodology, which is a great one. I've read your book, and I'm a fan of your methodology, and that's why I'm here today. So, and I believe that gap selling is is a methodology that has his place between all these big players. Okay, and for me, I think I'm not pitching, but I'm trying to understand your vision about the U.S. market and the whole world market, and see if there is any potential to grow outside of U.S., because U.S. is a big market, but it's also there is big players. Okay, so what if gap selling has a partner or a solution, let's say, okay, where you don't need to focus on Europe or Middle East or Asia, but a solution that helps you, like if it's same as you are in that places or continent, and people or let's say sales force that will be as much as effective as you are. Okay, so that it helps you growing your international business.
All right, look. So I knew what you're trying to do, okay? And unfortunately, what happened is you couldn't figure out what was going on in my world, so you just defaulted to a pitch. You just defaulted to a pitch. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, because you wanted me to tell you what's the purpose of my questions. Yeah.
Yeah, but okay, that's what you wanted to sell me. But when I asked what's the purpose of your question, I was expecting you to say something like, I wanted to understand this. I was trying to figure out that. But you
Okay.
kind of did, but you kind of didn't. So what it tells me is you have a lot of gap selling work to do. So let me tell you how I would have done this call. And I gave you a hint when I said, look, we get all of we just market to the world. We just market in general. And then they come into us wherever they come in from us. And yes, we get some, this is a hint. We get some business from overseas. You should have right then and there said, well, wait a minute. You get some. How much is some? What percentage of your business comes from overseas versus the States? And I would have said probably 20% is overseas. 20%. Okay. Then you could have said, oh, and that's the entire world. And I would have said, yes. And now here's the question for you, Sophia. Where is your expertise? Where would you focus if you were a partner selling gap selling? Where would you focus? What region?
Well, Europe and Middle East.
Okay, and where are you? Okay, yeah, wait, I'm sorry. Europe, Middle East, and what?
Europe and Middle East, because I'm based in Algeria, so it is in Africa.
I know where Algeria is. Okay, all right, stop. Okay, stop. So you're based in Algeria, and you believe that you would be able to create an impact in Europe and the Middle East. Okay.
Yeah.
Once I told you that only 20% of my business comes from Europe, then you should have started asking questions, the validating questions from the book. So I want to make sure this is right, Keenan. You're getting business from overseas, but you're doing nothing to focus on them or to target them or anything, correct? Correct. Keenan, are you aware that the population of Europe in whole, not including Russia, whatever you want to call it, is this, okay? Which means it's the same, in the Middle East is the same size or not, or whatever, of the United States, which means there's no reason if you targeted that entire area, you shouldn't be able to get half. Would you agree with that? These are validating questions. Yeah, it probably makes sense. So then you could ask, why aren't you targeting? And I told you I wasn't targeting because I don't feel a need to spend time focusing because I'm getting enough business collectively and it's not like I need to shift. And you said, okay, then you said, all right, that makes sense. But then you could have said, would you agree or disagree that if you did focus on that area, you could accelerate revenue if you had a dedicated person to that? I'd probably say yes. So now what you're walking around is you're trying to show me a missed opportunity. That's what you should be trying to show me by asking questions about where I am, what I'm trying to accomplish, and what I'm getting today. You had a horrible time trying to understand what my current state is and how you could make it fit. Horrible.
Yeah.
It was horrible. So now, unfortunately, doing what you do, I'm trying to think, all right, this guy, I like his idea. He's thinking he can, start selling to this market, but you better have to change the way you sell. You're going to have to be a better gap seller than this. You're going to be a better gap seller than this. So why don't you tell me, how long have you run this sales consulting firm?
2 years.
3 years? Okay. And where are most of your
2 years.
2 years. And where are most of your clients now?
They are in Algeria, and they are in the tech industry. But I've a network in Africa. I've been last week in GITEX, which is the biggest tech event in the world, and I can tell you that the future is there.
Where did you just say?
GITEX.
Where?
GITEX in Dubai.
Oh, in Dubai. Okay, all right.
Yeah, I was networking there, so I'm not doing business there, but I'm networking, and
so you're networking in Dubai. All right. So you've been at this 2 years, and you said your customers are almost all in Algeria.
Yep.
Okay. So look, if you want to be a certified trainer, I'm gonna let you be a certified trainer, and I'm gonna turn you over to Rachel. That's her job to vet these people and explain the program to you and what the expectations are and what you can expect from us and all that. So I'm going to let her do that. Like, you don't have to sell me to do that. You're going to have to sell yourself. However, understanding that you have your own business right now and that you've only sold business for yourself in Algeria, and you have yourself not been able to penetrate Europe or much of the Middle East. You're having conversations, but you haven't been able to sell much business in those areas. That'd be hard pressed for me to believe that you're going to be wildly successful, because you're not wildly successful for yourself at the moment. Now, I love you're an entrepreneur. I love you going out there and do it. I love that you're making money for yourself. And I love that you want to expand, right? I love all of that. But without a track record, it's hard for me to believe that you'd be the best choice for me to enter Europe when you haven't even figured out how to crack that code for yourself.
Okay.
Is that not fair?
I understand, but okay. First, I didn't like put effort to address European or Middle East market so far. And if I tell you that I've been successful in creating needs for sales consulting investment in a market where there is no culture to invest in sales consulting. All my customers, okay, I have like around 12 customers in the past 2 years, and none of them was inbound. None of them. And I've been doing gap selling actually to put these Algerian entrepreneurs to be aware of their problems within their sales teams. And then from that, I've been successful in selling sales consulting in a country where there is no culture to invest in sales consulting.
So what you told me,
I'm not telling about training, because there is sales training, but I'm talking about sales consulting, training, and coaching. Yeah.
Okay. So how big? What's the average size business you consult for?
How the average? Sorry.
The average size business that you work with. How big are the businesses? Are they individual contributors and you coach them? Is it actual businesses? And how big are the businesses?
It's SMBs actually. It's a sales team that is from 5 to 10 salespeople.
Okay. So again, now you sold me on your hustle, right? But do you know what our average sales training, what our average deal size is here at ASG? Because I've said it several times. You know, average deal size. What is it?
Yeah, 50 to 70. Okay.
Yes. So for you to be successful, you'd have to penetrate the Europe. So why haven't you focused on the European market for yourself, knowing it's bigger?
Okay. So I wanted to start with the Algerian market because this is the market that I know the most. Okay, where I have all I know the ecosystem. So that's why I started, like, I've been doing that during the past 2 years, but now I'm looking forward to expand at the international level. And you know that when you are in the consulting business, it's quite difficult to scale. Okay, that's the challenge. So that's why I'm looking for expanding to international, and then let's say target a higher rate of my services. And by the way, Keenan, I've heard that you guys in Europe, you have some challenges in selling your trainings at the rate of 50 to 70K. Is that correct?
No.
No?
I can't think that we've lost a deal in Europe because of price. No.
Okay.
No. Not that I can recall. Look, there may be an opportunity here or there, but we don't discount here ever. So we usually know if someone backed out because of price because we won't discount, right? So it's pretty black and white here. We don't discount. We find the value. And if we believe the value is there and we know that we can fix it, we don't lower it. I have this saying, we don't allow your budget issues to become our sales issue, right? So there could be, but I can't think of any off the top of my head. And I would think I'd know because they just wouldn't buy. It's not like we discount and they end up buying and they go, oh, look, they bought. We discounted. No. So it's pretty binary. If someone doesn't buy from us over price, it's because we wouldn't lower our prices. So we'd know we were too expensive and they went somewhere else. So nope. So this is what I'm going to do for you, man. Okay. I want you to hit me back up on LinkedIn. And I'm going to send you to Rachel May, and it's your job to convince her that you can do this and that you should be one of our certified partners. Okay. And you need to understand how the certified partner program works. But yeah, I think from a gap selling perspective, I think you've got a lot of growth to happen because I think you really struggled at trying to know what problems you were looking for from me and where you could help. So you saw the opportunity. You're an opportunist. You saw an opportunity. And that is, I think that gap selling could do better in Europe or do better in the Middle East. And I want to be the guy that makes that happen. What you struggled with was flipping that and moving that into where does Keenan need that help? Do they really care about that? And why am I the best person to do that? Right. And that story was a little sketchy. So you're going to want to try to hone that. And when you have the conversation with Rachel, right, try to hone your conversation around that.
All right.
But look, you get to meet with Rachel. So, you got a chance. You're first to the table. No one else has come to us and said they want to, quote unquote, open a European arm and then follow through. So see what you got. All right. But what you did get is you got free access to gap selling online training. Got to like that.
Yeah, thank you. So I'm going to use it.
Good. Yeah, you should use it. It's good. You'll enjoy it. All right. So hit me up and I'll put you in touch with Rachel.
Yeah.
All right.
I will reach out to Rachel, and then So I'm going to prepare myself so that I do proper gap selling with you guys. But actually, just I want to add one thing, if it's okay. So I've some questions that I prepared and I wanted to ask you. And one of them it was the knowing the part of your business or the issue from US and or the other continent. But anyway, I had to ask it like maybe earlier in the call that I've done.
What was the question you wanted to ask?
About the let's say the ratio of your business.
Oh, the ratio
outside US.
Yeah.
Versus
I would have asked
US.
that way earlier. That was a good question. You asked what's the ratio between my US business and the rest of the world. That would have been a good question. It should have been more specific, though, to the world that you address. Don't ask me for the whole world. If you're only going to do Europe and Middle East, then that should have been the question. What is your ratio of business between Europe and the Middle East and then the United States or the rest of the world? That would have been a good question. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So thank you for having me here. Thank you for your feedback. So any other feedback? I want to really benefit from this this exchange, so that you can give me another feedback so that I can improve myself.
No, just go through the training, get really in tune with what value you bring, and stay focused on the problems. You kind of got a little sideways. Okay?
Okay.
Right. And I'll look forward to hearing what Rachel has to say. Who knows? Maybe you'll pull it off.
Okay.
All right, baby. You be good.
Sure.
All right, folks. Oof. Another episode of Gap Sell Keenan. You just witnessed a real salesperson. This is an interesting one. He's technically speaking competitor, but not really, but kind of. And so I was really curious or shocked when he was going to go with this. But I get where he's going, because if he had said he was going to try to convince me to use his training and consulting to fix my business, I was going to lose it. I was like, wow. But I get where he's going. So he earned himself a chance to talk to our GM, Rachel Ray, about becoming one of our certified partners. So let's see where it goes. We'll keep you informed. For the rest of you, if you haven't watched it before, now you have. And what you watched was a real salesperson with a real sales product, or real product that they want to sell me or a sales growth company. And I sat and listened. And had he found a problem, I would have bought. But if I don't, y'all saw what happened. So if you want to be on Gap Sell Keenan, if you want 15 minutes of my time to sell me something, DM me and I will get you on the show. All right. So until next time, you know what I'm going to say. Thanks for watching, and peace. I'm out.
All I hear, go get the money. So I go get it. Hate means I do something.